We don't make the rules.
Fortunately, those bottles are plastic.
You know what? The fans got to stop throwing crap. We just saw a guy get hit in the head. It's ridiculous. You're only hurting yourselves by throwing stuff on the field.
On December 16th, 2001, a Week 14 matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars erupted into controversy that would live in NFL infamy. A blatant violation of the league's instant replay rules by officials led to chaos in the stands, as furious Browns fans hurled beer bottles onto the field. An incident forever remembered as Bottlegate. I'm Cor Bassoon, and this is Deep into the Coral. On November 6, 1995, Cleveland Browns owner Art Modell announced a decision that sent shockwaves through the NFL.
I leave Cleveland, Ohio, 35 years, and leave my heart, a good part of my heart and soul there. I can never forget the kindness of the people of Cleveland, the fans that supported the Browns for years. But frankly, it came down to a simple proposition. I had no choice.
He planned to relocate the Browns to Baltimore following the 1995 season, where they would rebrand as the Baltimore Ravens. The move enraged Cleveland fans, who branded Modell a traitor. Protests erupted, culminating in chaos during the team's final home game on December 17th, when angry fans tore out bleachers and hurled them onto the field. Cleveland would be without a football team for 3 years, till the Browns were reactivated as an expansion franchise in 1999. On September 12th of that year, the new Browns hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers in the inaugural game at Cleveland Browns Stadium. After 2 rough seasons, finishing 2-14 in 1999 and 3-13 in 2000, the Browns entered Week 14 of the 2001 season at 6-6, still fighting for a playoff spot. Facing the 4-8 Jacksonville Jaguars, they desperately needed a win to keep their postseason hopes alive. With a minute and 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the Browns were down by 5 points and facing a 4th and 2nd on the Jaguars' 12-yard line. Quarterback Tim Couch took the snap, dropped back, and fired a quick pass to wide receiver Quincy Morgan, who halted it in for a first down. With no timeouts and the clock ticking, Couch appeared to line up for a fake spike, but then actually spiked the ball to stop the clock.
Clock stops with 48 seconds remaining.
And I'm just wondering if that was going to be one of those fake spikes.
I thought he was going to do that.
It looked like
a la Peyton Manning earlier this year against New Orleans.
Jaguars head coach Tom Coughlin erupted on the sideline, arguing the play should be flagged for intentional grounding. One of the announcers agreed, pointing out that Couch wasn't outside the pocket and had faked before spiking.
They're saying that it's intentional grounding because he wasn't out of the pocket. So you have that initial chance to go ahead and spike it, but he faked it. And at that point, when he throws it into the ground, it becomes intentional grounding because you're not outside the pocket. Look at it. See the fake right there? He did it the second time. So he wasn't throwing it to anybody. So what they're discussing is, should that be intentional grounding?
Should it?
Yes.
Replay buzzed prior to the snap. We'll be looking to see if the last pass was incomplete or complete.
That's the 4th down reception by Quincy Morgan.
In an unprecedented move, referee Terry McAuley announced that the previous play would be under review to determine whether Quincy Morgan had possession of the ball. Upon closer inspection, it appeared that Morgan was juggling the ball. This call immediately drew criticism from the announcers as it blatantly violated the instant replay rule, stating that once another play has been run, the previous play is no longer reviewable.
But what Butch Davis is going to argue is that it's too late. It's too late. Another play had already been run. And how can you go back 2 plays?
And I guess there was a malfunction in the system. That's what they said. They were buzzing down, trying to get the replay. I didn't see the red flag come out from the Jags sideline.
Butch Davis is going to argue this until he's blue in the face.
And Gus, you know, you can't challenge in the last 2 minutes, but you can clearly get the ref's attention by jumping up and down and throwing that flag.
McAuley ultimately ruled the pass incomplete, giving the Jaguars possession. Furious Browns fans began pelting the field with beer bottles.
And now they're going to call
That
the
is the
game.
end of the game.
Unbelievable.
As chaos erupted, Magali made a decision to end the game early, only fueling the crowd's anger even more.
You know what? The fans got to stop throwing crap. We just saw a guy get hit in the head and he's down, split his head wide open. The fans have got to control themselves. People are getting hurt. It's ridiculous. You're only hurting yourselves by throwing stuff on the field.
And the officials are pummeled as they head into the locker room, and Butch Davis is speechless.
20 minutes would go by, and eventually, both teams would send 11 random players to knee out the game.
Not going to criticize the officials in this situation. I'm certainly not going to criticize the people of Cleveland and our fans.
It wasn't pleasant. I wouldn't suggest anything like that, but it wasn't World War III. I don't see any terrible criticism that would be called for the fans. I think everybody controlled themselves, considering that they spent 60 minutes out in some pretty bad weather, getting bounced around pretty hard.
You are a factory of sadness! I'll see you Sunday.